Please call your next witness.
State call Sergeant Fowler.
Sergeant Fowler, come forward. Watch your step. Stand right here, face your hand, raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do, ma'am.
Thank you.
Would you please state and spell your name for the jury?
Sergeant Cecil Fowler, Cecil, Fowler, Fowler.
And where are you employed?
With the Memphis Police Department.
And how many years have you been with MPD?
23 and a half years.
Are you counting down?
Yeah.
What is your current assignment?
I am currently a sergeant, which is a detective or investigator with the Felony Response Unit, midnight shift.
And is that where you were assigned back in February of 2022?
Yes, it was.
Can you describe for the jury what felony response does?
Each precinct, which there are 9 precincts, 10 if you count the traffic unit, they have their own sergeants, detectives like me that handle all their cases in that precinct. They work 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. When they go home, we have a felony response Charlie shift, which is 4 p.m. to midnight, and then my shift, which is felony response midnight to 8 a.m. We handle all the felony cases in the city for all the precincts, so that they can go home and be with their families.
Now, did you become involved in the murder investigation of Danielle and Kennedy Hoyle?
I did.
How did you become involved?
We got a call from the scene lieutenant that the officers had found a car that they at first thought was maybe stolen. It's in an area of Sedgwick and I forget the other street. It's an area where a lot of stolen cars are left, stripped. It was raining. They came across the car, thought it was stolen, ran the tag, sent a car. It didn't come back stolen, but they sent a car to the owner's address. When that car got there, they were asking the mother, "Do you know Danielle Hoyle?" I said, "Yeah, that's my daughter. You know where she's at?" No, but she should be with her, I think it was a 2-day-old, 1.5-day-old, 2-day-old newborn. When the cars were over there, the officers on the scene where the car was, the rain had stopped, they got out, they noticed that there were bullet entry holes going into the car. They checked the area, and then they found a body just, I think, south of there in like a little ditch area. I never made the scene, but I know they said it was not far from the car.
And at that point, what did you do next?
I was told to stand by. We sent 2 cars to that scene. 2 of my partners, my investigators, went to the scene where the car was. Another investigator went to the mother's house where the car was registered, Danielle's house. I think her mom's name is April. Sent a car over there. They had me stand by because we knew there should have been a baby there, a newborn. There was no car seat, but there was I guess it was a baby bag, like you put Pampers and stuff in maybe, that was there. And they had talked to the mom, the officers had, and so we knew there should be the baby somewhere. We got a body, we believe it was Danielle, and where's the baby? So they had me stand by because they were going to give me information to do a city watch, which was going to be probably turned into an Amber Alert. And so I was standing by at the office for them to get back to me.
And did that become an Amber Alert?
I believe it did, but I can't be for sure. I don't remember if it got that far that quick.
And your city watch was for 2-day-old Kennedy Hoyle.
Yes.
Now, are you sort of helping coordinate the various scenes at this point?
Kind of. Our lieutenant, who's a step above me as my supervisor, went to the scene where Danielle's car was found, as well as the 2 other investigators.
And to be clear, was that Levi Sedgwick?
Yes, Levi's building, yeah, Levi Sedgwick. And so I was at the office. They would kind of call me because we had another Sergeant Williams was at the mom's house.
Now, at some point in time, did you receive information that a Brandon Isabelle might be involved in the situation?
Yes, ma'am.
And what information did you receive?
The mother had told April, I believe was her name, had told.
Just a moment, please. Would you like to respond to the objection?
It's effect on the listener to explain the next step that he took based on that information.
Then, Your Honor, I would submit he should have stated what the next step he took was. He doesn't have to include the hearsay information.
Do you want to rephrase your question so that he can answer it accordingly? I will sustain the objection.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sergeant Fowler, you already stated that you received information that Brandon and Isabelle might be involved in the situation. Is that correct?
Yes.
And taking that information, what did you do next?
I had one of my other partners, Sergeant Rouse, see if he could find some information on Brandon and Isabelle. He was able to look up find a Tennessee DL photo of him. He sent it to me.
And when you say DL, do you mean driver's
License, I'm sorry. Driver's license. He sent the picture to me. I sent it to Sergeant Williams, who was on the scene with Danielle's mom, April. And I asked her, I said, ask her mother if this is Brandon Isabelle, the baby's father. And she asked her, and she sent back a message to me and said, yes, this is Brandon.
And was that your attempt to make sure that everyone was talking about the same person?
Yes.
Now, did you end up going to 5061 Stacy Road?
I did later on, yes.
And what was located, well, why did you go to that location?
Lieutenant Taylor called me from the scene, she was at the scene of where the original car was found, Danielle's car was found. There was information that Brandon's car was there, and they wanted a search warrant for the car, and I don't know if he was dating the girl, I can't remember her name, it starts with an A.
Was it Artesia?
Artesia. She lived at that house where the car was on Stacy. And I guess they had been there before he was located in Cordova. So they wanted me to get a warrant for his car and her room in that house.
I am going to hand you a stack of photographs.
Okay.
I would like you to just take a look through the photographs, see if you recognize them.
Yes, ma'am, I do recognize all these pictures.
Okay. Now, you were saying that there was a search warrant for a vehicle at Stacy Road.
Yes,
Was that a Chevy Malibu?
it was.
And was there also a search warrant for the house at Stacy Road?
Yes, ma'am.
And those photographs that you just looked through, are those from both the house and the Chevy Malibu on Stacy Road?
Yes, they are.
And were you present for the search of those locations?
I was.
Your Honor, I'd ask that those be state's exhibits in sequential order, 67 through 75. Permission to publish?
Go ahead, please.
Now, Sergeant Fowler, go one by one here. This is for the record.
Yes.
This is Exhibit 67. What are we seeing here?
You're looking at the front of the house on Stacy and the vehicle that I had the search warrant for that belongs to Brandon.
And
Was
to
registered in.
be clear, is that 5061 Stacy Road?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's in Memphis, Shelby County, Tennessee.
It is.
Now, Exhibit 68, what are we saying?
That's Brandon's car.
And could you read that tag number
It
for
is
us?
3 November 3, 6 Hotel 5.
And what kind of vehicle was that?
That's a Chevy Malibu, white in color.
And was that registered to Brandon Isabelle?
It was.
And what are we seeing in this photograph?
That's the trunk. The trunk is open. You're looking at the front of the trunk. Those are a pair of Adidas slides. They're black in color with white stripes and white Adidas on them with what appeared to be possible trace amounts of blood on them.
And to be clear, were those in the trunk of the Chevy Malibu?
They were.
And we have Exhibit 70. What are we seeing here?
That is the center console. That is an empty Kydex holster, which Kydex is like a plastic kind of holster, kind of like we carry, but it's just cheaper kind, if you will. It's just a plastic holster.
For a gun?
For a gun, yes. For a gun.
Thank you. Okay. And then what are we seeing here?
That is also the center console, and that is a Glock magazine that contained 16 9mm live rounds in it. That was also in the center console.
And so that is in the same console where the holster was found?
Yeah, center console between the driver and passenger seat.
And this would be Exhibit 71. What are we seeing here?
That is the front passenger floorboard, and that is an Apple Watch that's on its side, and it had a cracked front screen.
All right, and Exhibit 73.
That is a pair of that's the front passenger seat, and right there where the placard number 6 is, you can see a pair of black gloves with some writing on them. On one of the gloves there, you can kind of see a cockleburr, which is one of those sticky, little prickly, it's a weed that they grow in by rivers, watery areas, but they can grow in fields too. And so we saw that and thought that was kind of odd, so we decided to take those right away.
And we're looking at Exhibit 74. Is this a closer look at those gloves?
Yes, that's a closer look at the gloves, and you can see the cockleburr would be the right hand right here where the pinky meets
The little
the hand. Yeah.
brown right here.
Yeah, yeah.
And Exhibit 74. Or I'm sorry, 75. What are we seeing right here?
That's you got some Walmart bags with, it looks like kind of a stuffed animal and some other miscellaneous child stuff in there. We didn't really go through that a whole lot. We kind of went through, it looks like mostly child's clothing and stuff like that.
Was it baby items?
Yes.
And did that kind of end your involvement in the case?
Yeah, well, after that, we did go and serve a search warrant on the house as well.
And were you out there with Crime Scene Officer Cole?
I was. He took the pictures.
And so with felony response, is it fair to call felony response kind of the after hours investigators?
Yes. If you get a homicide or sex crimes, missing person, drive-by shooting, robberies, any kind of felony at night, we go to it first.
And then do you hand that off to the appropriate bureau?
Yes.
And so in this particular case, would it have been handed off to homicide?
To homicide, yeah. They get called, in the case of homicides, they get called right after we're sent to the scene. We start doing their job. Within half hour to an hour, they meet us. We update them with what we got, tell them, here's what I did. I've got witnesses, suspects, whatever the case may be. Here's what we've done. Hand it off to them, and then we just help them, whatever they need.
You lend support as needed?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness.
I have no questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You may step down.